Hello, here we go. It's the Copite Podcast.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Copite Podcast. It's a team news show. It's Mick and Kristian once again. How are we doing, Chris?
Yeah, good.
Feel weird calling you Chris.
Chris, yeah, but that is my English name, I would say. People, my friends from England say Chris usually. Some say Kristian, I guess, but Chris is going quicker. But yeah, all good. Sunday evening, a game in an hour. Can't complain. Had a good weekend, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Lovely stuff. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter as well. So if you're on Twitter, then jump over and say hello to us, because I don't think you can post comments from Twitter, unfortunately. I think you used to be able to. I think when StreamYard changed it a little bit, you used to be able to put comments in, but you can't anymore. But yeah. But just before we get into the team news, which has just came out, just quickly got a new partnership with Jack Design on Twitter, and I had a little video ready to put up, but in the last couple of minutes it's just not playing ball with me, so I haven't got the video, but I'll have it for next time, just to kind of show you what his shop's got. Loads of good stuff on there. But if you use the code COPITE10, you can get 10% off anything. There's loads of Christmas stuff, there's calendars with loads of boss kits in, there's t-shirts, prints, jumpers, fucking loads of boss stuff. And if you use the code COPITE10, get 10% off, especially with Crimbo around the corner. You might as well spend all your money on there and get 10% off. Why not? Did you manage to have a look at the website, Kristian? It's good, isn't it? There's loads of good stuff on there. We've also got a giveaway as well on the Twitter page with the calendar and a t-shirt as well. So you can enter that if you fancy it.
Yeah, I had a look, and I've seen, obviously I follow Jack Design on Twitter before, so I've seen what he posted there. I haven't really been on his website, but I was today when you said to me that we got this partnership, and yeah, I thought there was loads of items in there that looked really good. And the best thing, obviously, being from Sweden, he's shipping internationally as well. So if you're from overseas, then there's a little fee, obviously, but it's not a high fee. So don't be afraid to go in there if you're from another country than England or UK. So
exactly.
Yeah. Good thing, and use COPITE10 to get 10% off. Yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, helps us, helps him. So it's if you're a fan of listening to me and Kristian talking shit or watching us talking shit, then you can help us and you can help Jack as well. He was a good fella. Hopefully going to meet up with him before the Southampton game for a little pint and stuff, just to have a little chat, and that'll be good. But yeah, COPITE10, not Copite Pod, COPITE10. Might have to change that to Copite Pod 10. I think that rolls off the tongue nicer than Copite 10.
Copite Pod 10, yeah. It sounds like a song, Copite Pod 10. Yeah.
See, now that you've made that and said that, that's just I'm gonna every time I say it, I'm gonna say that. Copite 10, get 10% off. If you just go and have a look at his website. Just quickly, his website is so jackdesign.uk/shop. You can get all your stuff on there. But yeah, team news is out, Kristian, and it is Alisson in goal. And you've got Trent, Canate, Van Dijk, Robertson. Don't know if this is a 3 and a 3 or a 2 and a 4, but it is Elliot. If it's a 3, it's Elliot on the right, Fabinho in the middle, Thiago on the left, and then Salah on the right. In the forward 3, Firmino through the middle and Nunes on the left. Or it's Fabinho and Thiago as a 2, Elliot on the right, Salah and Firmino as a 2 up top, and then Nunes on the left. But either way, that's a proper going for the team, isn't it? We haven't saved anyone for the bench there, which is good.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. It's we talked about the last show that we wanted Nunez to play from the start, or if that was on the left hand side, or even up front, that wouldn't really matter because we need the pace, we need the intensity from that kind of player that he is. And he's always in a goal scoring position, as Klopp mentioned as well, as we have said, as too, in the shows, that he's always causing chaos. So I'm really happy that he's playing, and with Firmino in kind of form as well, showing that he has scored goals this season. I'm happy that he plays, and obviously Salah. So yeah, and with the midfield, Henderson out, Elliott's in, but Elliott proved that he's been really good this season. So I think it's a really great, strong team. So I'm looking forward to it. Really good.
Yeah, just before we get to the subs, we've got people in the comments. Paul, as usual, afternoon all, the team looks good. It does indeed. Doug says, good afternoon. JJ says, sounds good. I'll share on Twitter. Twitter.
Thank you.
Love that. I love that emoji. You know that.
Yeah. I've started to do
mate.
that to people all the time now. When I'm like saying in work meetings and stuff, they say goodbye. I'll be like, bye, because I just
Bye.
like it. Yeah, I
Just
think in
Darwin
Nunez.
Nunes.
Yeah, yes,
Oh,
I'm
mate.
just doing a Darwin. So yeah, see you later.
Yuki's in, says morning, and then she said the calendar looks really great. It does. That's
Yeah.
just in regards to the Jack design calendar. Yeah, he's. I think he put a poll up on Twitter for like people's best kits, like pick your favorite 12 kits, and then he filled them with those kits. So there's like all of the nice ones that you can think of over the years is in there. So yeah, and then Yuki says happy with the team lineup. Yeah, and then just quickly on the subs, then we've got. So the only thing with going like full force like we have, there's no. I mean, so the bench is Gomez, Henderson, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, Simicas, Ramsey, Carvalho, Bacetic, and Kelleher. So, I mean, there's options there, which is good. So Curtis Jones, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Carvalho, in the wide areas. You've got Ramsey who can come on, and hopefully maybe towards the end. Bacetic, who people keep saying give a chance. So there's at least some options on there, but let's just have a look at Spurs lineup there quick. So in goal, they've got Lloris. Just looking at live score, it's a 3-5-1-1. They've got it set up as. I don't know about that. It might be a 3-5-2 with like, but then yeah, I don't know. So back three is Dyer, Longley, and Davis, and then a midfield five of Emerson, Bentancur, Basuma, Højbjerg, Sessegnon, and then it says Perisic in behind Kane. So
Yeah.
that basically, I can't. I mean, Session's quick. Perisic is a decent player, to be fair. But in terms of like not missing Son, Kulusevski, and Richarlison, the pace is severely depleted there. But you can see what they're going to do. They're just going to sit back and try and just counter, aren't they, as usual, Conte style.
Yeah, and they got a few players in there with really good. I would say really good central midfielders who can actually control a game or close down and win the ball and all that. So it's not a bad team, even though they have the offensive options out. I think it's a strong team, quite in the central areas of the pitch. But again, like we said last time, we're looking at it now. This is our chance when they don't have Son, Richarlison, and Kulusevski not playing. That's an offensive force that would be, a hard blow for any team if you have them kind of players out. So I think we have a chance here. We just have to make sure that they can't play through the midfield with the strong options. Bentancur and Højbjerg as well. Danish bastard.
I have to get that in there.
Yeah. Had to. No. But yeah, I think, it's a strong team, but not as strong as it could have been. So I'm quite happy, we get the option to play them now. So, Tottenham is Tottenham. We have, we showed in the last show that I think you showed a screenshot of we haven't really lost to them in quite a long time.
Like two in the last 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's just a good time for us not having been informed to play this kind of team. So I'm happy that we have a really strong 11 and they are a little bit more weaker this time. Still, you always have to go in and do the job because they will fight for it, but it gives us a little bit better chance, I think.
Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, just looking at live score, they've got it set up as, like we just discussed before we started recording, like a 4-3-1-2, so like a midfield three, Firmino just ahead, and then Nunes and Salah. I think that is probably more likely, isn't it, than the Nunes as a winger?
Yeah,
I think we've seen that the Nunes and Salah partnership kind of getting better and better, and I feel like that can cause them a load of problems. Like Eric Dyer, not the quickest. Salah, I mean Ben Davis done well against Salah last time, but generally Salah does well against Spurs, so. It's exciting. I think it's an exciting lineup. It's exciting line, and I think just on Dan's comments, Dan's put a comment in saying, "Looks like Conte has done what I thought." Perisic starting close to Kane to make runs in behind. A bit worried about the bench options compared to theirs. Going to have to win it in the first 60. Yeah, I agree, because when you look at the bench options, they've got Doherty, Skip, Sanchez, Gill, Kulusevski, Mora, Tanganga. So you can bring on Lucas Moura and Kulusevski if they want to just like switch it up and like go like as a three up top if they want. which I mean, we could do as well, but I just feel like they've got a bit more. Like Kulusevski, your fellow countryman's been doing quite well, hasn't he? To be fair, and Lucas Moura is always a danger, even if he doesn't play probably as often as he wants to. He's always a pain in the ass, isn't he?
Yeah, and obviously now when you're checking that Dejan Kulusevski is on the bench, we'll see. I don't know, what kind of injury he had or problems he had before, and now he's on the bench. Obviously, like you said, he can come on and cause troubles, but that's because he's been doing good in the Swedish national team, and he's been our prospect for many years when he came up in Sweden and went really young to, I think it was Atalanta or Parma, I can't remember, and he made a season-long loan to either of the team, and then he went to Juventus and started quite okay, but then obviously went to Tottenham and he's been great. So it's really, obviously as a Swede, it's pleasing to see a player doing well in the Premier League. I just don't want him to do well, obviously, against us. But yeah, I'm just happy that he's on the bench, even if he can come in. I don't, I just look at it as an opportunity for us to, cause them problems straight away before they have the options to, maybe swap it around and switch a bit with the players they have. So, yeah, it's a good bench, but I think, like you said, we have a quite strong bench as well. So, this is, I think we got a really good chance here with the starting 11s. Then obviously with the substitutions, we'll see.
Yeah, I just think, I feel like we've gone quite attacking because they're just going to sip. They're going to be horrible. They're just going to be counter-attacking. Kane's going to be jumping, diving all over the shop. They're going to be time wasting. The usual. Like obviously we talked about on the preview show. Like we've drew the last 2 against them, and that's when we were beating most teams in the league, and we still struggled even at Anfield. So this is going to be very tricky, I think. Just the way they've set up as well, with 5 in midfield, like Højbjerg and Basuma, just going to be flying into tackles and just and then obviously then when they get tackled, there's going to be doing like 10 rolls to get free kicks. So it's going to be grim. It's going to be grim, but I feel like we've set up in a good way there, just to hopefully. Like I think, like Dan says, like just trying to win it in the first 60, ideally the first 45, if we can get at least. I think it's just keys to scoring first, isn't it, and scoring early as well. I feel like that helps us, even just like mentally, just to go right. We can beat these, because we've been a bit of a mad team this season in terms of like what Liverpool is going to turn up. But if we score early, or we at least get the first goal, then at least we can kind of feel our way into the game, and there's not as much pressure, because the longer the game goes on, they'll just be like, well, yeah, fuck it, we'll take a point. I think that's the mentality Conte has, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think also the longer the game goes, it will start to feel a bit nervy for us, because we haven't scored early in many games, and we have conceded the first goal, and that will stick to our minds. So, like you said, I really would like Liverpool to start really well, obviously, but then actually score quite early, because that could take a bit of pressure off, and just actually get that goal quite early, get the first goal, get it early, and then just relax a bit. Still obviously fighting, but just relax and play out, and just feel like, okay, now we're in the lead and they need to chase. That will open space for us. And we got Salah, Nunez up front. Obviously, if we played a 4-3-1-2 kind of system with Nunez and Salah up front, they are quick players, and obviously if Tottenham have to go forward, then we can punish them with counter-attacks. So I would love just to see that, because we haven't seen that many games, even against Napoli, which was a good game from our end. It still was 2 really late goals. So it would be great to just score early and have that feeling of like, come on, and don't have to be shaky and high blood pressure and feel nervous all the time. That would be good.
Yeah, because
just binge in the beers.
I know, yeah, just get on them.
Yeah.
It's just looking at like our away form in the league is just like play 5, 2 points, like 17th in the league if it was just away form, which is something that needs to change, and quickly, very, very quickly. And I think today, hopefully that's with the floodgate. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I just don't want to get myself too hyped up after the Napoli game, because I thought the City and West Ham game were going to be the catalyst, and they weren't. So exactly. I think we just need to see what happens, see what Liverpool turns up. JJ says Kane will be trying to claim anything and everything. So I hope we fly at them from the off and show them again why they'll never win any silverware. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I feel like after the Leeds fucking catastrophe, the Napoli game was like we were mentioning, like Van Dijk was like barking orders. Fabinho was actually putting his foot into tackles. It's just as easy as like showing the energy, isn't it? Because they're going to be showing all kinds of like maybe negative energy, just like slowing the game down and whatever. But they're still going to be like trying to win this game like in the worst way possible by like just horrible like counter attacks. But that's just the way Conte is. So I think an early start is key. And Dan just says Diaz would have been good for this game. Gives us width and pace. Running at Emerson and Dyer, concerned they congest the centre and bully. All know the ref will let it flow. Yeah, and then Paul says out the blocks 2-0 up for half time would suit me. Yeah. I know. I'm preparing myself just for a horrible 90 minutes. Like if we win, I'm not arsed, but it's just the more you think about it, like you just know what they're going to do. But I just think like the way we set up, if it's a 2 up front with Nunes and Salah, then I feel like we can cause them a lot of problems. It's just whether we've got the space, which we probably won't. But hopefully Nunes is just proper, not too fired up. We don't want him to be slapping people in the box again and stuff like that. But
no red cards.
Fired up to score.
Yeah, that's the thing. You always need to show up. That's the thing. You need to show up and actually put in a hard work for any win, and that's what's been lacking this season. And we've said it all over, in every show, that it feels like sometimes we haven't showed up. We felt tired and all that. But if we go back to the City game, everyone was on it. It felt like they took that so seriously. It's like a final in a way in a big competition. And Van Dijk was back. Haaland didn't have much, to do, and he was in right positions, Van Dijk, and every player was really, really good. But then we saw the games against Nottingham and Leeds, and it was kind of back to square one again. It felt like we didn't fight for it, because the teams in the bottom will fight. That's what, they will obviously have quality, but they will fight more for it. We know we got the quality to play, teams in the bottom half and win, but at the moment, because you're not in form and the game and play doesn't really click, it will punish you straight away if you turns off just a little bit. You need to play 100% turned on, and that's the thing in this game as well. You're going away against Spurs. Yes, they have a few players out which are really good, but they will still go out and think we're at home. We're playing home in front of our fans. A few good players out, yes, but we still have Harry Kane. We still have this midfield. We still, obviously they will still believe they will win it, even if they got maybe a different kind of tactics with Conte as a manager. Staying quite defensively, keep it really tight and go for counter attacks, I guess. But that means if we can go with our quality, but actually go there with 100% fighting spirit and show that we're going to go and actually try to win this game, we got a really good opportunity this time.
Yeah, and then in the last 5, apparently they've conceded the first goal as well, Spurs. So they've kind of similar to us in that way. Like we just go, yeah, mates, you can score, and then we'll then turn the gears up a little bit after we concede, which is something we don't want from Liverpool. We want to be at it from the off, and I just feel like hopefully up against a side that we know Klopp knows what they're going to do. So hopefully we were just ready for that from the off. But I just wanted to talk about quickly about the rest of the results. Arsenal beat Chelsea earlier today 1-0. Villa are currently beating Man United 3-1. That's lovely stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's always good when Man United doesn't go well. So, and Aston Villa, obviously, I wished it was under Steven Gerrard, to be honest. But now it is what it is, and I don't mind if it's Aston Villa or Fulham or Leeds beating Man United. I don't care, as long as Man United getting beat, I'm happy. But it's always like this when you have the last game of the campaign, or this weekend. The results already from the other games. That you need to go and win it, because another few teams have helped you on the way, like Aston Villa now beating Man United gives us a little bit chance of reaching, getting closer to them. And yeah, it's just always the question of going out there and do the job yourself. It's always, even if you obviously start in the weekend with the first game, or if you're ending it, then you always need to go out and do it. And that's what I really hope we can start doing, because we've seen it in the past, and I really just want to see it. Because if Liverpool just turns up, we've got great quality to win loads of football games. We just need to do the job.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking at the other results. Newcastle are currently winning 3-1. Oh, 4-1 actually. Apparently they just scored again. So they're
flying
smashing
at the
it.
moment.
They're
Yeah.
flying. So they're currently in third on 27. They're only 5 points off City at the minute. But Spurs are in fourth, so we can gain ground on them. United are losing. We can gain ground on them. Chelsea lost.
Yeah.
We can gain ground on them. I mean, if we win, we only go. We're currently 10th at the minute because Palace are drawing, but we can go up to 8th. I might get a nosebleed on that eye if I'm in 8th. Too high up. But then at least we'll only be 4 points off United. There'll only be 7 points off Spurs. It still doesn't sound great, but it's one of those, like I was saying, it's just like small steps that we need to take in the Premier League because we've been good in the Champions League. We need to try and and I feel like Spurs is like under Conte, their style is like a bit Champions League-esque, like just parking the bus and trying to counter-attack. That's what you face, and Klopp said that in the preview. Like it's like a Champions League game, but in the Premier League because the way they set up. So it might be a close comparison to what we would face, and just I would just say to them, I would tell Klopp to tell them, just pretend this is a Champions League game, lads, and you'll be sound.
Exactly. But the thing is, with Spurs this season, they haven't really been. They have a few good games, but they haven't really been that good. But they did come away with their results and the 3 points. So that's what you do if you're having a good season usually and normally, then you do have a period of time where you're not really good, but you still win your games. And they did that, and I thought, okay, they might be just, they're not in form now and they're not playing well, but they're winning games. So when they hit the form, they might be really good. But then lately, I just have watched a few, highlights and clips here and there, and I just thought they haven't been, they're not that good. So we really have the opportunity here, and like you said, now with the other results, this is our opportunity to, gain some ground on the other teams. We need to take the chance when we get it, and that's why I just hope that we can start off really quick and powerful and get an early goal and go from there.
Yeah, lovely early goal. That would be nice. That would be lovely. I'm just preparing myself for the worst.
But I was quite. Sorry, I was just going to say I was quite pleased that Arsenal won, actually, because if I have to pick from Man City to Arsenal to actually go and win the title in the end, if we're probably not going to be up there at that time, I'll just say Arsenal, because as long as football wins, I'm happy, because that's football for me. Man City and Newcastle nowadays are not real and proper football. It's just cheating and where the money comes from and the countries they are owned by and all that kind of stuff. Not going into that now, but I would say Arsenal is more of a a competitor to us, but I would still say, yeah, well, good for you, good on you. You went to do it in the right way, and you've been out of the the top for quite a long time, and then you go and win the Premier League. And I'll be like, yeah, that's what we did as well. When we went and won it, obviously there was loads of fans to different teams say, they were happy when City won it from us because they don't want Liverpool to win because it's Liverpool. But I would actually not be that kind of supporter. I would still be like, yes, Arsenal went on to win it. That's good, because that means that Man City didn't go and win it again in the way they usually do.
See, I'm a bit more petty, and I'll just be like,
but it would have been worse if it was Man United, but Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
Every now and then, fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like. I know we talk a lot about Twitter and social media. I just don't like Arsenal fans on social media, especially because they're doing well. Like we're a third through the season now, like officially, like 13 games. Like we're a third of the way through, so there's 2/3 left. Yeah. Obviously the World Cup and whatever. So there's a long way to go, but I just don't like. I've always liked Arsenal, but I just feel like social media and I don't think like AFTV and all that helped like their image. Like
that's true though, because they are loads on social media while Man City fans doesn't exist. So
they're fucking everywhere. Arsenal fans, aren't they? They're just everywhere. Like when we played them, and I think that this is. I still feel a bit sour from the Arsenal game where we didn't get the pen and we lost.
Yeah,
I'm still true. Like when I put up like the video of Jota hitting it against Gabriel's arm, and it was like Arsenal fans just like going, it hit his chest first, and it's like it didn't, and like and then seeing the De Bruyne penalty yesterday.
Yeah.
That is the exact same as what happened to Thiago and Jesus, isn't it? And both aren't penalties. There was loads of like United fans in the comments going, why didn't we get this pen for Sancho? And showed the clip of Sancho diving. I was like, that's not a pen either. Like, fucking hell, they're all not pens. If you hit the ball against someone's arm in the box, it's a pen. If someone falls over because they're diving for a penalty, then fucking it's not a penalty. It's just fucking ridiculous. JJ says, "Oh Christ, can you imagine AFTV?"
Yeah, but I don't watch it anyway. But I'm just I'm just a football romantic.
I think they're probably losing views though, because they're all about the negativity, like just going mental, like go and get the manager out, get Arteta out. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So I reckon their views are probably plummeted.
Yeah, maybe. But I'm just football romantic. I think, I'd rather look at the football like I watched when growing up. And, Arsenal was great. And obviously Man United was great. Yeah. Liverpool was in between. But it's just the way the modern football is now. And I'm just proud of the way Liverpool went to win all the trophies. Obviously, there's money involved, but you had to sell to buy. You have to buy the right players. You have to, recruit in a good manner. You can't just buy and give the highest wages. You have to be clever and smart, and you went on to do it successfully. And that's something that I'll be proud of. And you look at the way Man City do it, that you can just buy the most expensive players, give them the highest wages, and if they don't succeed, they can buy someone else and just keep on doing it. And I just think if Arsenal actually broke their winning streak, I wouldn't mind, because that tells me that other teams can still go and do it quite the same way as we do. They obviously spent loads of money, but they can't spend it like this all the time. They need to spend on the right way. They need to have a manager who creates a team that finds a style of play that works for a long term, and that's what they kind of do at the moment. And like today, they won 1-0 away against Chelsea, was it? Away, yeah.
Yeah, away.
And, which is a strong statement as well. So I kind of look like, well, if they did go into it, I would be more like, okay, fine. I respect that in another sense than I would respect City, because I just don't like the way it is at the moment. And, one day I probably, hopefully a long way from now, but, one day the modern football would just, kill my feelings. They already have in one way, but it would be killed, and I would just I'm not into football anymore, and that's sad, obviously. But if it continues in that kind of spiral, that could become one day.
Yeah, and you can get into hockey then as well.
No.
I'm only messing.
It's big in Sweden, but it's not. I don't care.
No, JJ says I agree with Chris, grassroots of Royal. I do agree. I would prefer to see Arsenal win it. I just feel like I'm still a bit bitter, and I'm still like, I still can't believe where we are in the league. It should be, we should be up. We should be up there, which is fucking pisses you off. But Dan says, I've got a bad feeling, lads. 2-1 to Spurs. Oh no. Yuki says 2-1 to Liverpool. Heading to the pub in a few minutes. Nice one, Yuki. And Dan says, I hope they make me look like a fucking idiot. I do too, Dan. But I'm kind of feeling your vibe, because Spurs and Conte it's just horrible, isn't it? It's gonna be a horrible game. Ahmed's in, nice one, Ahmed. Elliot is a really good call, because Conte just suffocates us in midfield, and Harvey will help us to unlock the attacking zone. I feel it will be 1-1. Yeah, we both said 2-1 yesterday. Are you now that you've seen the teams? What are you feeling now?
I still feel 2-1 to us.
Yeah,
to be honest. And obviously, like I said, with their players out, which are really good players, and give them a lot of different options and not be able to play them. And we can see that we will use pace up front with Nunez and Salah, and quite a strong midfield as well. And hopefully with Fabinho taking a step forwards, we know that Thiago can play football, on a godly-like level. And with Van Dijk and Konate actually handling Kane, I'm very pleased that we got two big men in the centre back that can handle him, because obviously he's always a threat. So I still feel 2-1 to Liverpool, and hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we can go and make it 2-0. And if they score, in the, I don't want to be nervous, obviously, but it's just if we can make it 2-0, then okay, you just sit and relax a bit and just play out the game. And if they score 2-1, then that's fine.
Yeah, I feel the same with Konate. Like, it's just nice. Like the Napoli game, like he was just smothering everything, like just stopping counter attacks and stuff. So I feel like he's perfect for us, especially in a game like this where they're going to try and hit us with pace, and it's like, well, you've got Van Dijk and Konate there. You're not getting a quick. I don't think you're going to get a quicker partnership, defensive centre back partnership than that anywhere. To be honest, like Konate, like is rapid. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the fastest in the squad, because I saw a video when they do like the FIFA ratings, like I think it was Jota and Simicast this year. They went round to all like the squad and were like, "Oh, here's your FIFA card and whatever," and they gave Kanate's, and I think Jota had more pace, and Kanate was like, "What? I'm well faster than you," or something he said. And Jota didn't dispute it, but I just feel like I'd love to see like a 100-meter race, like Van Dijk, Kanate, Salah. That'd be. Yeah,
that's the thing, like tall players, they might be, slow in the start. Some are not, but they might be slow in the start. But then as soon as they get up the speed up, they just explode and just go. So on 100 meters, he's probably really, really quick. But he's quick and on very short as well. So I'm just happy he plays. Good in there, good with the ball. Another physical man handling Kane in this game. I feel more safe.
I do. But if you're watching on YouTube, do hit the like button, and if you're on Facebook as well, do the same. I can see a few people have. Rogers Nyandoro has liked on Facebook, and Jane Crump has loved it. Nice one, Jane. JJ says Millie would win them all. Imagine that. Imagine Millie in a race against Kanate. Fucking hell, he'd just get absolutely smoked, wouldn't he? But yeah, are you sticking with 2-1 then before we get out of here?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, Dan, I hope it is 2-1 to us and not to them bastards. But yeah, nice one, everyone. We'll leave it there for now. Just before we go, just going to give this another shout. So get yourselves over to jackdesign.uk/shop and use the code COPITE10 to get 10% off. Not Copite Pod 10, Copite 10, and get 10% off Jack's website. Loads of Christmas stuff, loads of fucking everything, loads of stuff on there. Just go and have a look and see what you fancy. Get 10% off with the code. But yeah, let's hope Liverpool can win 2-1, Kristian, because we've seen Palace have just got a late winner against West Ham, like 90 plus 4. So Palace are now 3 points ahead of us as well. But we can still hop from 10th to 8th if we win with a nice little 2-1 win. But yeah, nice one everyone in the comments. Nice one to Kristian. And yeah, let's hope the Reds can do it. See you all very soon. Go